you know what? It's just a shed, and I just need to get my stuff covered up before it starts raining again. This was my Shelterlogic shed in a box, and sorry, dogs are knocking me out of the way. It got destroyed in our storm, in our tornado. That wasn't a tornado, but maybe it was. But you can see that's where all the hail hit. And this side, I already put a tarp up on it, which also fell down, but it just got shredded on this side. So what I started doing was cleaning it out, because the plan is to revive this metal building and put, I have some metal roofing that I'm going to completely enclose it with, and I definitely won't get it all done today, but I can at least get it started by clearing this out. So this is going to be a multi-day project. So the plan is to encase it in the metal roofing that I have, and then to put gutters on it so that I can collect rainwater off of it. So my IBC totes there, and I got some more on the other side of this mountain of rock. But those can sit over here and collect rainwater off of this roof. So it's not a big hurry because we have no rain in the forecast, but I can at least get it set up so that when we do start getting rain, I can finally start collecting it. So at least off of the shed roof. Plus I'll have a place to lock up things inside the shed so that it'll be less access for thieves that keep coming through the neighborhood. So let me get busy on this.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out, down with my own doubts. Be free with me. Be free. Be free with me. Be free. Not looking back, eyes on the freeway, Bonnie and Clyde.
Hey y'all, so a word of caution. If you're ever around my house or my pup and you have a bottle of water, don't set it down anywhere. She will take a full bottle of water and just walk off with it and chew it. So this is my third bottle out here because it is humid. And working in this Shelterlogic, it was so hot in there. Because there was no wind or no breeze or nothing. You just stand in there and swelter. But taking it apart was not all that bad. It was about as difficult as putting the stupid tarp up there. Actually, I think it was more difficult to put the tarp up there because, you know, doing it by yourself.
A classic cliche, we're on the run. This is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out, down with my own doubts. Be free with me. Be free.
Okay guys, so the way that I'm doing the purlins is not working out. I bought some self-tapping metal screws and they were too short. So then I tried to use these carriage bolts that I had on hand. They're 3-inch. And I don't have a metal drill bit, and it's just taking way too much time and a pain in the hind end to keep trying to drill it with the self-tapping screws that I did buy. So I was going to run to the hardware store, but I think what I'm going to do, because all this is like in my mind how it's going to work, and so I bought a bunch of hardware that will hopefully make it work, but I don't know if the other hardware that I bought is going to work or not. So I'm going to try and build out the rest of it the way I have planned, and then make one trip to the hardware store instead of 16 trips each time I realize something that I bought didn't work out. So instead of doing the purlins right now, I'm going to work on framing this side the way that I think it's going to work in my head. Let's see if it'll work out. Okay guys, so let me show you what I got so far. So you can see these purlins with the screws sticking out 1 inch on the inside. Plus I ran out of nuts for them, so I'd have to go to the hardware store for that anyhow. So I'm just not going to fight that anymore. I'm going to go get the self-tapping screws and do that. I'll leave the bolts in that I have in, but for the rest of them I'll do the tapping screws. And for these side pieces, so I am planning on completely enclosing this in metal, this old metal that I have over here. And for these side pieces, I needed to attach it. I needed to bring this out flush with this outside piece so I can attach the metal here. But I needed something to attach it to here. Plus I need something sturdy to hold my gutters on. So I'm hoping this works. It seems like it's pretty, you know, it only wiggles a little bit, but it seems like that'll work. What I used was pipe strap to hold it to the pipes, and I'm going to use some self-tapping metal screws in each of these to keep it from turning sideways. So I need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 of those. Lovely. I have to add that to my list. But the other plan is for the side walls, these are 4-foot spans in between each of the ribs, and the metal is only 3 feet wide, or the coverage for it is 3 feet wide. So every 3 feet, I'm going to put a 2x4 here, and I'm going to attach it at the bottom with that same pipe strap, just to keep it from kicking out at the bottom. And then I'll toenail it in up here at the top. Hopefully that works. If not, I'll look at getting some mending brackets or something to attach it to this. But yeah, we'll see how this turns out. Like I said, it's just a plan I had in my head. I don't even know if it's going to work yet, but we'll find out.
about to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out.
Okay guys, I got all the framing for the sides and the purlins on the top completed. Thank you to Sherry from Apricot Tiny House. She came over and gave me a hand and a toe to help hold the boards while I screwed them in. That was a huge help. Sometimes when you're doing this stuff on your own, you know, you're just fighting constant trying to hold everything and drop everything and all that good stuff. But we got it all done. So I will go through and show you what hardware stuff I did. On these side pieces here, they're just gonna, this is where the sheet of metal will end. So it's 3 feet from this front edge to the center of this one, and then 3 feet to the center of the next one and the next one. So they're just something to screw the metal into on the sides. And to hold those in place, I chose these brackets. They were 60 cents each, and that was like the easiest. And then on the bottom, I used the pipe clamps, and I just straightened them out, and all it does is keep this the bottom of this board from, you know, bowing in and out, but it's not structurally sound. I'm sure other of y'all are a whole lot smarter and can figure out something else, but that's just what I came up with when I was standing at the hardware store trying to figure this out. Just saw a loose screw, that won't do. I also use the pipe clamps to hold these 2x4s on the side, and again, that's someplace to nail the top of the metal to for the sidewalls, but it's also going to give me something to tap into to put gutters on it so I could do rainwater catchment. And the purlins, I use self-tapping screws. At first I only got 1-inch screws. That didn't work. They were just popping right back out, so I had to get 2.5-inch self-tapping metal screws, and finally figured out that it was easier to put those in, because if you've ever tried to put in a self-tapping metal screw in a round pole, it just slips all over the place. So I finally figured out that if I clamp the board down, then I can go straight down in, and it worked a whole lot easier. It just went straight in. But otherwise I was fighting it because the tip of the screw was going all over the place. So I used the 2.5-inch self-tapping screws on each of the purlins. I only put 1 in each one because it's just a shed. So I used those. What else? Oh, and then up here on the top, I'll show you, because I didn't have 12-foot 1x4s. I only had 8-footers, and I was using what I had. So let's see if I can get up here and show you. I used these plates to secure them together. So this is a 4-foot section on this side, and this is an 8-foot section on the other side. And I use these nail plates to screw them together. And because this is only a 1/2-inch purlin board, I used 1x4s because I'm spanning a 4-foot section. I didn't want the 1x2s or whatever to break. But this is only a 1/2-inch thick, so I couldn't use a bunch of screws and have them come through the other side. So I just used what I had, which was these tiny metal screws. They'll work. All it's doing is holding the 2 ends of the purlin together. And once I get the sheet metal on, hopefully it'll all be good. If it isn't, I'll have to do design plan changes later when the wind blows and the whole roof comes off or something. But like I said, I'm just kind of winging it and trying to work with what I got. Yeah, that's what I got done so far. A whole lot faster with Sherry's help here. I'm sure I wouldn't have got done quite as much without her help. So those 2 extra hands and that extra toe sure helped a lot. So I really, really appreciate it, Sherry. Thank you so much. And it was a pleasure to visit with you also. Supervisor is sitting on her mountain. Oh, now she's not.
I'm done living life with the lights out, die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Be free. Be free with me. Be free. Not looking back. Eyes on the freeway, Bonnie and Clyde, a classic cliche. We're on the run, this is what we waited for. Oh, yeah. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out, die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Be free. Be free with me. Be free.
Maisie hears some big scary noises, huh, Maisie? So she jumped up on her mountain so she could get a better look at what it was. They're out grading our roads. Okay, you guys, I got that side done, and I just looked in the camera and realized that you probably don't even see it. Can you? It's that side there. Yeah, I don't even know if you could see it. Let's see if I could turn the camera some. Yeah, you can kind of see it. But the roof on this side is done. It was not as easy to do as I thought it would be because the panels weren't cut square. So, and I had already pre-drilled the holes, which made it all wonky. So there's a couple holes in there that I'll have to patch up. No big deal. Not perfect. It'll catch rainwater, which is its purpose. It'll keep my stuff dry, which is its other purpose. And hopefully the wind won't blow it down in the first windstorm.